right, so here's the legend, George St-Pierre, former UFC welterweight champion, former UFC middleweight champion, and DC as one of the most decorated wrestlers on this UFC roster. You gotta be pretty amazed at what this man has been able to accomplish without any amateur wrestling credentials to speak.
Yeah, with no background, the guys that he's been in there with and controlled the wrestling exchanges has truly been unbelievable to watch. I was in Canada when he fought Josh Koscheck, and he took Josh Koscheck, who's an NCAA champion, down whenever he needed to.
Right.
But it was also the striking that made him so dangerous. I remember George St-Pierre had this combination. It was a lead jab, a lead Superman jab into the leg kick. Everyone wanted to try and do it, and they say imitation is the greatest form of getting a compliment. We all tried to beat George St-Pierre.
And he's got more SPs than you.
He does. He's a man.
Former UFC middleweight champion Anderson the Spider Silva is set to make the walk here tonight. This is a man still getting it done in his mid-40s, DC. Proved in the Israel Adesanya fight that he could still hang in there over a hard 15 minutes with the best guys in the world.
Anderson Silva is still able to compete even though he's up there in age a little bit, and that's because of his commitment to the sport of mixed martial arts. He loves competing. He loves the spotlight. Everything that you need to drive you to be able to stay active and stay relevant in this sport, Anderson Silva possesses. Every time he steps foot in the octagon, we get a chance to witness one of the greatest fighters of all time.
And when DC needed an opponent for UFC 200 on about 24 hours notice, the greatest of all time was your Huckleberry. Not too bad. Anderson Silva steps inside the octagon. He is ready to fight. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, George Rush St-Pierre. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Anderson the Spider Silva.
All right, Herb Dean, our referee for this one, just about to get underway. Well, DC is a charismatic guy. I have never seen you more giddy before a fight in my life, because before the super fight was in vogue, the super fight everybody talked about, Anderson Silva versus George St-Pierre.
And now we finally get it. We had to wait so long, but to watch two of the consensus greatest fighters of all time locked in an octagon, long-reigning welterweight champ versus long-reigning middleweight champ, finally get to settle the debate. It was historic. It's a big night. The arena's buzzing. Let's get started.
Well, the pleasant way to put it is that the fighters are respecting each other, feeling each other out, and managing risk, but really not much in terms of action thus far.
No, they got to get going. I understand that when people are fresh, they're very scary, but you cannot be this cautious.
Oh, and there's a takedown attempt. Not a great entry there, DC.
Not a great entry. He showed everything he was going to do. He didn't hide his takedown. You knew from the moment this fight started he was going to go get a shot off. The opponent was ready, and he defended it perfectly.
Just over 3 minutes to go, round one.
The fighters separate.
Touched him with the strike there. Well, that one should leave a mark. Outstanding leg kick employed there. Oh, a huge shot finds the target there.
Great shot lands. Now he's got to go find that follow-up attempt. The kill shot is what they call it, to go and end the fight.
And now some separation. Oh, effective use of the jab by GSP. Side kick is true. While St-Pierre's head kick is blocked. No damage there.
You know, a lot of people say those don't land, but even if you're blocking a little bit, they still put damage on you.
Takedown defense is there. Well, you can feel that breeze octagon side after the swing and a miss by Silva. "45 seconds to go here in round one."
Nice shot there by the chest.
And potentially a critical takedown here. St-Pierre's in half guard. All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Points out for the end of round one.
All right, take a seat, bud. Relax, breathe, slow it down. Slow the heart rate down. You with me? Okay, listen. I need you to stay relaxed.
All right, there's the end of the round, and you got to be in a serious flow to not just execute that Superman punch, but to even attempt it.
To even try it, you got to be really in your rhythm. Everything has to be going perfectly, as we saw in the lead up to that attack.
Well, what a round it was, and how about that flying Superman punch at the end of the round? Not a lot of fighters will try it. He did, he executed.
And it worked, right? No discouragement from his opponent to make him not try it. Why not try it? It's working, so why not try it again? If his opponent isn't careful, he will get knocked out and be on a highlight reel for the rest of the time.
All right, next round is now underway. DC, any major takeaways after the previous 5 minutes?
That both of these guys are very evenly matched. The matchmakers did a fantastic job.
Back to his feet.
Oh, nice right hand. What a beautiful jab landed there.
Absolutely going after it. Huge shots landing on both sides.
He's brutalized him with the ground and pound. This fight is close to being done. In the half guard.
Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by George St-Pierre.
And another one. Another strike from the top lands for him.
Silva getting absolutely worked here from the top. These are some very effective ground and pound strikes. Really maximizing his shots here on the ground. Drops down inside the now closed guard of his opponent.
Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound. He's got that single collar tie. Oh, he did a great job of rotating him into an underhook.
I mean, technically, this would be a flying triangle if he can finish it here. Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory. Great defense by the defensive fighter.
All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by GSP.
Changing the position.
If you're the bottom fighter, DC, what do you do?
You got to move. You got to shrimp. You got to get up when it...
Well, he's got his back now.
Yes, smart adjustment. Yep.
All right, inside his opponent's guard here, DC. You don't want to play around here too long.
No, you got to either have two hands in or two hands out. When guys start to attack triangle.
30 seconds to go in the round. Nice positional control here. Bottom fighter better move.
Yeah, he's got to move, John. He's got to shrimp and try to either get up or pull his opponent back into him so he doesn't have the posture to land that big damage.
All right, that's the end of round number 2. What a round it was for him, DC, and of course the seminal moment, that big knockdown that he will try to piggyback on here in this next round.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how he builds off of the momentum that he gets from that last round. How does he deal with the success that he had and not push too hard too early trying to find the finish? You have to let it come to you as the knockdown came to you in the previous round.
All right, let's check out some of the action from that previous round, DC, and what a display on the feet. Huge knockdown with that kick.
Yeah, he's a high-level striker. He throws these kicks to the body, he throws them low, but when he goes up top, he's very powerful, and he can end anybody's night. The toughness displayed by his opponent allowed him to stay in the fight, but he cannot take many more of those types of strikes.
Nice straight there by GSP. Oh! Made good use of his size there as he lands the flush knee. Well, Silva's got a pretty deep bruise now starting to appear on the right side of his body. His opponent has done a lot of work in that region tonight.
Oh, he passes the half guard now, and he's not posturing to land punches, so look for a submission attempt.
And busy as he looks to improve position here. Now drops inside that closed guard, DC.
Full guard. Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound. Oh, right in the mount.
Nice movement to avoid some of those strikes from the top. Oh, the ground and pound is there. And there it is, another strike gets through on the ground. All right, just as we saw a few seconds ago, he finds the home for another ground and pound strike.
Beautiful punch lands there from inside the guard.
Oh, good ground and pound here.
He's got to be careful here.
Oh, he postures up in a big head strike by George St-Pierre. And there it is, another strike on the ground, gets through. Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by St-Pierre.
Getting him out here.
Less than a minute to go in the round.
You got to be careful here.
If you're the bottom fighter, DC, what do? You
got to move. You got to shrimp. You got to get up in a hip to try to move your opponent off of you or pull him down to close the space. Great job finding his shots from the top position.
Oh, his ground and pound is on full display here tonight. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
That's 3 rounds. We're now headed to the championship rounds.
All right, nice work. You're winning this fight. You have to stay ahead now. Let's get back out there and keep doing what we're doing. Put the pressure on him. Don't give him an opportunity.
All right, so for one fighter, the round mercifully comes to an end as we look back at some of the action. What a display of ground and pound.
It's his calling card. It's exactly what he's known for. He's known as a brutal ground and pound fighter, and he showed you just then why he's known as that in the MMA sphere. He's the guy that if he gets you down, he will dominate you with positioning and brutal, nasty ground and pound.
4th round, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, here we go, 4th round of a possible 5. And this is the time where fighters are really tested, right? Dig deep, lean on the heart. We'll see who has the upper.
you feel pretty good in round number 5. Round number 4 is the one that really does test the fighter. It really does test the mettle of the guy inside of the octagon. Block that punch.
Oh, gotta keep pressing here. Big right hand. Oh!
That's a right hand.
Oh, spinning back fist out of nowhere.
Oh, nice double leg, yes.
Now inside the closed guard.
And he's gonna try to find ways to pass and move to a submission.
All right, half guard position here, DC. You have an extra hop in your step when you talk about fighters working out of this half guard.
Oh, man, I like half guard as a top fighter. I understand half guard as a bottom fighter. You don't want to be there.
Right.
Very dangerous. But if you are there, you have to be winning. The position of the underhook opens up so many opportunities for you to either escape or sweep.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Silva. Lands flush. Another ground and pound strike lands. All right, so look at that. A cut has been opened around that eye area.
He's taking shots over and over again to that area, and now he's dealing with a cut.
So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on.
He does a great job getting out of that clinch position. Oh, left hook.
Oh, nice uppercut from the champion. Silva's got a lot of weapons on both sides as he switches his stance here.
Oh, nice.
Power strike there, he could be in trouble.
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad. He doesn't know if he's in the octagon or at his mama's house for Thanksgiving. Dude's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him. Knock him out. The fight's done.
While the ground and pound is there once again, strong work here by George St-Pierre. Buzzer sounds for the end of round 4. All right, so that's the end of the round. Potential adversity here. He's got a cut on his cheek sustained from that strike in the round. Now the focus becomes maximizing these 60 seconds, shutting that cut and preventing it from becoming a major factor here moving forward. Well, he had a lot more than a puncher's chance coming in. Big knockdown for him in the previous round. DC, talk us through the highlight.
He got in his opponent's face, landed that big punch that put his opponent flat on his back. He couldn't get the finish, but if he lands one more time just like that, he will get the victory.
You ready to fight? Ready. Go.
Fifth and final round. Silva gets caught by that straight punch there. Lands the inside leg kick.
Big double leg level change. He passes to half guards. Oh, right into mount. Great shot from the top position.
Might be a submission attempt here, champ.
I mean, you cannot sit in a full guard. When you sit in a full guard, you give these guys so many opportunities. Look at that, going into the armbar.
Oh, that's tight. Oh, that is gonna do it. That's gotta be it. No way, he got out.
This is a guy that never gives up on himself. He was able to clear his head, defend the armbar. The fight was done. He lets the fight on.
Looks like he's got a couple hooks in here, DC, and defensively, you better be careful. Oh, and there it is. Was only a matter of time. That ground strike has cut him open.
Great job landing from the top position.
This is some exhausting work, man.
I mean, it is so tiring to be fighting in this way. So much wrestling, so much grappling, expending all this energy, trying to hold the guy down. I mean, no takedown is not fought. No reversal is not fought. Everything they're doing is fought to the very last minute before it gets given up.
Working in half guard here, making these shots count.
Great submission defense.
St-Pierre ground and pound from half guard. He is making these shots count. Well, he grounded him, and now he's trying to pound him out. Great ground strikes here.
That was a slick transition.
Oh, another strike lands from the top. That's a heck of a strike to land from bottom position. Really doing a nice job getting these shots home on the ground. All right, so the fight goes the championship distance, and you may want to get the black and gold colors out. We're getting a new champion tonight. He turned in a beautiful striking display tonight.
This is one of the best performances that we have seen from a challenger in a really long time. He relied on the striking. He understood that that's where he had the advantage. He used all of his advantages, and I feel like we will hear and new very shortly.
The official decision is now in. It resides with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, 48-46, and 48-47. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision and new UFC middleweight champion of the world, George Rush St-Pierre!
All right, so another dominating effort out of the UFC Hall of Famer George St-Pierre. No surprise as these scorecards are rendered GSP across the board by decision.
Most times when George St-Pierre walks to the center of the octagon to get the decision read, he is sure that he has done enough to win the fight. Tonight, that was the case as he wins another fight by decision.